The screen went black right in the middle of the movie. People laughed at first, thinking it was a joke. Then the theater doors slammed shut by themselves. The red exit signs flickered. And the animatronic bear on the screen turned its head and looked straight at us. Not at the camera. At us. Someone screamed when the speakers crackled and a child's voice whispered, "Welcome to Night 1. This was December 24th, opening night. The sign outside the building had promised 5 nights at Freddy's, 3 only in cinemas. We were supposed to be watching a movie. But the movie had stopped, and something else had started. The lights went out completely. That was the moment I realized we were trapped inside the theater. And something was awake. Earlier that evening, everything felt normal. My name is Ethan Miller, and I was 12 years old. My older brother Jake had taken me to the movie as a Christmas Eve surprise. The theater in Ohio was packed. Families held popcorn tubs. Teenagers wore Freddy shirts. The air smelled like butter and candy. Posters of creepy animatronics covered the walls. A cardboard Freddy smiled with sharp teeth. I remember thinking it was cool, not scary. Jake bought us seats in the middle row. "Best view," he said. "Nothing can jump you from behind." I believed him. The movie started with loud music and flashing lights. Kids cheered when Freddy appeared. I laughed too, even though my stomach felt tight. The animatronics on screen moved in a strange way, like they were heavier than they should be. About 20 minutes in, I noticed something weird. The shadows in the corners of the theater were moving. Not on the screen. In real life. I leaned toward Jake. "Do you see that?" He didn't answer. He was staring at the screen, frozen. On screen, the security office door creaked open. The camera zoomed in. And then the movie froze. That's when the blackout happened. Now, back in the darkness, phones lit up as people tried calling for help. No signal. No internet. Just the low hum of the speakers still alive. A man yelled, "This isn't funny! Turn the lights on!" The screen flickered again. The movie started playing, but it wasn't the same scene anymore. The camera showed our theater. Row by row. Seat by seat. Someone in the front screamed when they saw themselves on the screen, waving their arms in panic. The camera angle was wrong. Too high. Like it was watching from the ceiling. Then a loud clank echoed behind us. Metal footsteps. Slow. Heavy. Kids cried. Parents tried to calm them. An employee ran to the side door and pulled the handle. It didn't move. The speakers boomed with a deep, cheerful voice. "Rule 1, it said. Stay in your seats." A spotlight snapped on near the screen. Freddy Fazbear stood there. Not a costume. Not an actor. He was tall, scratched, and dirty, like he had been buried for years. His eyes glowed white. When he moved, his joints screeched like rusted hinges. Jake grabbed my arm. His hand was shaking. "This is part of the show," he whispered. "It has to be." Freddy tilted his head, just like in the games. Then he raised one finger to his mouth. "Sure." The screen changed again. A timer appeared. 12 a.m. A countdown started. The voice returned. "Survive until morning, and you may leave." Someone threw popcorn at Freddy. It passed right through him. Then Freddy laughed. The theater doors banged again, harder this time. The air felt cold. The shadows grew longer. More shapes appeared near the walls, ears, hands, glowing eyes. I realized something horrible. The movie wasn't playing for us. We were playing the movie. The timer ticked down. 11:59. 11:58. Freddy took one step forward. Then another. And the emergency lights exploded in sparks as something big moved in the darkness behind us, breathing slow and loud. That's when the screen flashed one final message. "Night 1 has begun." And the thing behind us screamed. The scream came from the back row. Everyone turned at the same time, but the darkness swallowed the sound. It wasn't a normal scream. It was loud at first, then cut off fast, like someone had covered a mouth. The timer on the screen kept ticking. 11:57. 11:56. Jake pulled me down between the seats. "Don't stand up," he whispered. "Just stay low." People were panicking now. A woman was crying. A little boy called for his dad. Someone else ran down the aisle, tripped, and didn't get back up. Freddy didn't rush. He walked slow, like he was enjoying it. Every step made the floor shake just a little. The voice came back through the speakers. "Bad choice," it said happily. "Running makes it worse." A new camera angle appeared on the screen. It showed the snack counter hallway behind the theater. The lights there flickered, and something tall moved past the camera. Long ears. Bent neck. Bonnie. I had seen him in the games. But seeing him like this made my chest hurt. His suit was torn, wires hanging out like black veins. His eyes snapped open and stared into the camera. Then the camera cut. The timer beeped once. Freddy stopped moving. "All characters are now active," the voice announced. The room felt smaller. Jake leaned close to my ear. "We need light," he said. "They don't like light." "How do you know?" I whispered. "I don't," he said. "But it's better than nothing." People had started using phone flashlights. Small white circles moved around the room. When one light hit Freddy's face, he froze. His head twitched. The lights flickered. "Keep it on him!" someone yelled. For a moment, hope filled the room. Then the lights on the phones began to dim. One by one. Batteries draining too fast. A loud bang hit the side wall. Something smashed into it again and again. The wall cracked. Dust fell from the ceiling. Chica burst through the emergency exit door. She dragged her feet as she walked, her jaw hanging open, eyes wide and empty. Her bib was stained dark. She held a metal tray, scraping it along the floor. "Party time," she said in a broken voice. People screamed and scattered. The rules didn't matter anymore. Everyone ran. Jake pulled me toward the front of the theater. The screen flashed red. "Rule 2," the voice said calmly. "Stay together." A group of teenagers tried to climb over the seats. Chica turned her head fast, like an owl, and rushed them. I heard metal hit flesh. I didn't look. We reached the front row. Freddy was gone. My heart pounded so loud I thought the animatronics could hear it. The screen changed again. It showed a map of the theater. Little blinking dots moved around it. One dot blinked blue. That was us. Jake saw it too. "They can track us," he said. "This place is wired like the game." A door behind the screen creaked open. Cold air rushed out. A hallway. An employee-only hallway. The timer beeped again. 1 a.m. "New objective," the voice said. "Find the control room." People hesitated. Then a man ran into the hallway. He disappeared around the corner. A loud crash followed. Silence. Jake took a deep breath. "We don't have a choice." We stepped into the hallway. The walls were covered with old posters from past Freddy movies. Some were torn. Some had red handprints. The lights buzzed above us. We walked slow. Too slow. A shadow dropped from the ceiling in front of us. Foxy landed hard, crouched low, hooks scraping the floor. His grin was wide. Too wide. "Ready or not?" he growled. Jake shoved me backward. "Run!" We ran down the hallway as Foxy charged. His footsteps were fast, loud, angry. Doors slammed as people tried to hide. We reached a dead end. No doors. No exits. The lights shut off. Jake stood in front of me, arms wide, breathing hard. Foxy's glowing eye appeared in the dark. Then the timer on the wall flashed red. 2 a.m. And the ceiling above us began to open, gears grinding, as something massive started to lower itself down toward us. The ceiling opened wider. Metal chains rattled as something huge came down slowly, blocking the only way back. Red lights flashed. The sound of grinding gears hurt my ears. Jake pulled me close. "Don't look up," he whispered. But I already had. It was Springtrap. His suit was ripped and burned green and yellow, like it had survived a fire long ago. One eye glowed bright. The other was dark and broken. Inside the torn suit, I could see wires, and something else that looked like it didn't belong there at all. Something human. Springtrap's head twitched. He smiled. "End of the hall," the voice said softly through the speakers. "Bad luck." Foxy stepped closer from behind us. His hook scraped the floor. We were trapped between them. Then something unexpected happened. The screen at the end of the hallway flickered wildly. Sparks flew. The voice glitched. "System, error, system." All the animatronics froze. Every single one. Jake didn't wait. He grabbed my hand and ran straight toward the screen. The sparks burned our arms as we pushed past. Behind the screen was a small room filled with monitors and cables. The control room. The doors slammed shut behind us. The monitors showed every part of the theater. We saw people hiding under seats. Some crying. Some not moving at all. Freddy stood in the center aisle, frozen mid-step. A timer blinked on the main screen. 2:03 a.m. Jake searched the room fast. "There has to be a shutdown," he said. "Every system has one." I noticed something on the wall. A big red button. Above it were the words, "Emergency power reset." I reached for it. "Wait!" Jake shouted. Too late. I pressed the button. The lights went out everywhere. The monitors went black. The timer disappeared. For a second, there was silence. Then every screen turned back on at once. Freddy's face filled the main monitor. His eyes glowed brighter than before. The voice returned, deeper now. Angrier. "Cheating is not allowed." The door behind us banged hard. Once. Twice. 3 times. Jake pushed a chair against it. "Listen to me," he said, holding my shoulders. "When I say run, you run. Don't stop. Don't look back." "What about you?" I asked. He didn't answer. The monitors switched views fast. Bonnie moving. Chica dragging her tray. Foxy running on all fours. Springtrap walking slow, like he knew we couldn't escape. The door cracked. Splinters flew. "Run!" Jake yelled. I ran. I burst out of the control room and into the theater. The lights flickered back on. People screamed as animatronics moved again. The timer reappeared. 5:45 a.m. Almost morning. I ran down the aisle. Freddy turned toward me. I shined my phone light in his eyes. He froze just long enough. The exit doors at the front began to glow green. 6 a.m. The speakers screamed in pain. The animatronics stopped all at once, like puppets with cut strings. The doors flew open. Cold morning air rushed in. People ran outside crying, screaming, falling into the snow-covered parking lot. Police sirens filled the air. The building behind us went dark and quiet. I turned around. The theater signs still glowed. 5 Nights at Freddy's 3, only in cinemas, December 24th. Firefighters came. Police asked questions. They said it was a prank. A malfunction. Mass panic. But I knew the truth. As the sun rose, workers began to shut the place down. One officer walked up to me. "You okay, kid?" I nodded. Behind him, through the glass doors, I saw something move. Springtrap stood in the shadows, one glowing eye watching me. He raised his hand slowly. And waved.